It's good to have you back with us. I'm Mohammed Aden, presenting the English bulletin on Somaliland National Television. These are the stories to come. President of Somaliland sends a message of congratulations to the armed forces. Minister of Trade embarks on a cleaning campaign at ministerial headquarters. Super Saturday setbacks for Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, but they remain out in front in the race to the White House. President of Somaliland, Ahmed Mohamed Hamoud Silanyo, sent a message of congratulations to the armed forces following the capture of several men who conspired the killing of a late security officer in Sahel region. Minister of Information, Culture and National Guidance held a press conference concerning this development. Minister of Information, Culture and National Guidance, Usman Sahardid Adani, speaking on behalf of the President, says that President Ahmed Silanyo commends the dedication and commitment of the armed forces to bring several perpetrators of a criminal act to justice, following the murder of the police commander of Sahel region. Minister Usman Sahardid added that the armed forces who made efforts at bringing to justice the perpetrators, including the former regional commander of Sahel region, are worthy of indulgence and compliments. Recently, following a thorough investigation, the security forces captured several gunmen. The security forces captured several gunmen who were behind the killing of Sahel's former regional police commander. And the chief commander of the Somaliland police confirms all perpetrators are held in police custody, waiting to be tried for the crimes they perpetrated. State Minister of Livestock toured around grazing areas established on the vicinity of Salahle district, where the state minister have been received by cultural leaders and district authority who all commended the efforts that were behind the establishment of these grazing areas. The grazing areas engineered for the purpose of improving the livelihood of livestock animals and its utilization that vastly increased since the livestock has boomed in the years. The State Minister of Livestock, speaking at the event, stated that the government, alongside its citizens, made sure that this grazing land is merely for the interest of residents, which won't be used for commercial purposes. Citizens will have equal opportunity in accessing these grazing areas for their livestock animals, which will be run by the government, said the State Minister of Livestock. Keynote speakers of cultural leaders reiterated the necessity of having commitment in making endeavours toward protecting the grazing areas established for the interest of Salahle's pastorate community. Minister of Trade embarks on a cleaning campaign at ministerial headquarters in Hargeisa to improve the appearance and restore the magnificence of the ministry. Minister of Trade, speaking to the media at ministerial headquarters, stated that the cleaning campaign was initiated with the ultimate objective of improving the hygiene and appearance of the ministry. He added that the cleaning campaign will be held once every month, which is sought to our participants of all employees and ministry executives. Director General of the Ministry of Trade also spoke at the event, commending the fresh efforts of the recently designated minister, who is striving not only to improve ministerial services but the ministry itself. A state funeral has been held for a late member of the National Commission for Higher Studies. Cultural leaders who spoke to the media at the funeral event prayed Allah to grant the deceased with ample sustenance and peaceful abode in the hereafter. The funeral event was attended by family members of the deceased, cultural leaders, political figures and religious scholars, who all sent condolences to the loved ones of the late member of the National Commission for Higher Education. The state funeral took place in Nasaha Blood cemeteries in the east of the capital city in Hargeisa, where several members of the commission discussed the task their colleague undertook to serve his respective nation. You're still watching the English news on Somaliland National Television. And now for the main international headlines in detail. US presidential nomination frontrunners Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton have suffered setbacks in the latest round of voting, although they remain ahead of the pack overall. Republican candidate Ted Cruz won in Kansas and Maine on Saturday, boosting his claim that he is the only one who can prevent Trump winning the nomination, something which he told supporters would have far-reaching consequences. Republicans are coming together, they're united behind our campaign. The 65% of Republicans who recognize Donald Trump is not the best candidate to go head-to-head with Hillary Clinton. The odds are 2. He loses, we lose the Supreme Court for a generation. We lose the Bill of Rights, we lose the Senate. And what we are seeing in Republicans coalescing around our campaign. But Trump won in Louisiana and Kentucky, enough to keep him out in front at least for the time. He remained as undaunted and optimistic as ever on what he's called Super Saturday, with a total of 7 counts are up for grabs. Meanwhile, Democrat Bernie Sanders' victories over Clinton in Kansas and Nebraska keep him in the race. The people of this country are tired of establishment politics and establishment economics. They want real change in this country. And I feel very strong, not only when I see large crowds like we have tonight, said Bernie Sanders. That's it for this edition of the English Bulletin. From me and the rest of the team, thank you for watching. Be sure to join us tomorrow.